I legitimately think that the Sixers would like to tank, in theory, for a top 6 pick this season and try to keep their pick. Tyrese Maxey's making that impossible, though. He is playing so well recently. Amazing performance tonight in a win against the Lakers. Yes, AD only played 10 minutes, but I mean, the Lakers pretty much had basically everyone healthy except for Jared Vanderbilt tonight. And Tyrese Maxey, no Embiid, no Paul George, no Drummond, obviously no Jared McCain out for the season. I think they're missing another couple of rotation guys as well. And he goes out 15 to 26, 4 of 11 from 3, makes all 9 of his free throws, 43 points, 3 rebounds, only 2 assists, but only 1 turnover, and a team best plus 20. I mean, shout out Tyrese Maxey, man. 43 points in 36 minutes. He has been playing awesome as of late. The Sixers have won 3 straight games without Embiid, and I think are basically making it hard for the front office to try to pursue a tank. Like, I think my thought process was with this team when it was announced, a week and a half ago now, that Embiid was going to be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days or so because of his knee swelling. My thought process was shut down Embiid and kind of shut it down for the season. See if you can get back into contention for a top 6 pick and try to keep your pick because it is top 6 protected, and it will convey to the Thunder if it doesn't fall in that top 6, obviously. A top 6 pick would absolutely help this roster. They lost Jared McCain for the season. Embiid can't stay healthy, but apparently, and big if, yes, but apparently Embiid's knee has been responding well to treatment as of late, is the report that came out yesterday. It has been reported that he is going to miss their next 2 games. This was yesterday before today's game. So today's game and then their next game as well. But it has been reported that he is responding well to left knee treatment, which was an update about 10 days after it was previously announced on the 17th that his knee was swelling and he'd be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. So what that means is the Sixers, after having lost 7 games in a row, have now won 3 straight, including a win over the Cavs, a win over the Lakers, 2 pretty darn impressive wins with how well those teams have played. The Cavs all season and the Lakers were on a 4-game winning streak and have been playing very well as of late too. Yes, no AD, but still. And they do play tomorrow night, second night of a back-to-back against Sacramento. I think decent chance they lose that game, chance they win it as well, though we'll see. Either way, the game after that is Friday on national television at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern against Denver. That is a banger of a game. Do I think Embiid will play? Probably not. But with him only being ruled out for the next 2 games yesterday on Monday, that's LA and Sacramento. If his knees responded well to treatment, he was on the court tonight as well, getting shots up and things of that nature. I gotta find the tweet actually. Oh, well, where is the tweet? I had a Joel Embiid tweet that I found earlier of him shooting around on the court tonight before the game in full uniform. Here it is. Joel was on the court in full uniform tonight, shooting around prior to the game, and well, besides the sweatpants under the uniform, but he looks like he's itching to play some basketball. And I don't know if he is healthy-ish. He's apparently practiced in limited capability this past weekend. Look, they're 18 and 27. They're not a very good basketball team, but they're showing some signs of life as of late. Tyrese Maxey is playing the best basketball he has all season as a whole, especially recently. I mean, for the month, he's averaging 28 a game. After November, he's 23.1. December, he's 25.8. And now in January, he's at 28 points a game. The efficiency still could be a little better, 45, 33 or so. But recently, 40% from 3, 50% from the field, 37 points. 52%, 30% from 3 isn't perfect, but 28 points. Also 10 assists in that game. 50%, 50% from 3, 29 points, 7 assists. 52%, 30.5% from 3, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 31 points. And then tonight again, didn't have a bunch of rebounds or assists, but only 1 turnover and 43 points. Again, very efficiently as a whole. He has been playing amazing, especially lately, and is really playing like the superstar caliber player that he is paid to be. And that makes the Sixers interesting if they can get healthy, because yeah, they got a rough stretch right here. Sacramento, Denver, Boston, Dallas. Will Luka be back for that game? Probably not, so that game becomes a lot easier. But then Miami, who knows what they're going to look like on February 5th. Detroit, winnable game. Milwaukee, good, but not a super unwinnable game either. They make it through this stretch. First of all, you're going to be 2 games away from the All-Star break, and those last 2 games are against Toronto and Brooklyn. Those are games you should both win. Then you get a week off for the All-Star break, which is really good, again, for Paul George and Embiid and guys like that, to heal and rest and hopefully get back in shape. Or not even get back in shape, but then, yes, you got a tough game against Boston. But after that, schedule really isn't brutal. Like, there are some tough games mixed in there, but there are a lot of gimme games as well. Brooklyn, Chicago, Utah, Toronto. They have a decent chunk of those in the rest of the season. A lot of games against mediocre opponents, not a ton of games against top-tier opponents besides Houston, New York, OKC, Boston a couple times. Like, there are a couple tough games in there, of course, but their schedule as a whole for the rest of the year is actually relatively favorable. And so again, the key is going to be staying healthy, well, getting healthy first and foremost, and staying healthy. And like I said towards the beginning of the video, and like I've said in a lot of these videos, is that realistic? Probably not. If it happens, are the Sixers still a very interesting team? 100%. They're only a game back of the Bulls, having played 2 less games than the Bulls have this season. They're at 45 games total. That means they got 37 more games this season to try to basically get in the play-in. Like, that's it. They're a game out of the play-in. The Bulls very likely could try to get worse at the deadline. None of the teams below them are trying to win games, between the Raptors, the Nets, the Hornets, and the Wizards. And, I mean, even a team like the Hawks, which has been shaky, Pistons, shaky, like even the Magic, shaky. All these teams are super beatable. There is absolutely a path to the Sixers making the playoffs. Now, it's a lot of ifs in terms of how competitive they can be, but in games that Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George have started and finished together, the Sixers are 6-1 this season. The fact it's only 7 games is mind-boggling. But again, if they could have all 3 of those guys healthy, huge if, but if they could, this team is going to be interesting. The question is going to be, can they get Embiid healthy, and can they keep him healthy, playing 2/3 of the games or so for the rest of the regular season and trying to get him tuned up for the playoffs? Can you keep Paul George healthy and maybe get him to play a little bit more like Paul George and a little bit less like Tobias Harris? No offense, Tobias. I mean, Tobias has actually been better than Paul George this year, probably, in all honesty, in Detroit. But again, it's a lot of ifs, but there is a pathway to competitiveness still for the Sixers team, which is baffling for an 18 in 2017. Now, if they were in the Western Conference, they're screwed. I mean, they'd be really screwed. Like, they'd already basically be nearly out of the play-in race entirely. Like, I think it would literally be pack it up time. But I don't think this is a huge problem, but you can say it. The problem is that with these recent wins, they're now up to the 8th best record in the league. The Blazers are going to try to get worse to the deadline. The Raptors aren't really trying to win games and are a few games worse than the Sixers anyway. The Bulls are probably going to try to get worse to the deadline. The Nets, Hornets, Pelicans, Jazz, Wizards are all fully tanking. There's not a path to a top 6 pick unless they get lucky in the lottery, realistically, especially with Tyrese Maxey playing this well. And if they had lost these last 3 games as well and they were on a 10-game losing streak, then yeah, maybe you shut down Embiid for the season. Maybe Tyrese Maxey has a phantom injury and misses a bunch of time as well. And you just accept that you're going to try to tank and get that top 6 pick and keep it. But as is right now, that's not really an option. Like, I think you're kind of at a spot where you have to try to win games. And so it's been a disastrous season, absolutely. But again, like I said, they're only a game out of the play-in, and there is a pathway to this Sixers team 100% making the playoffs. And if fully healthy, I'm not going to sit here and act like Cleveland and Boston want to see them in the first round. Now, do I expect them to win? No. Do I expect them to be fully healthy? No. If they were, it would certainly be interesting. I haven't totally given up to the Sixers season yet. Like, I have, but I haven't. And who knows? We'll see what happens. I hope he plays against Jokic this week, though. Embiid. That'd be a fun matchup. That's gonna do it for the video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Be back on more NBA content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.